Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. Today I am going to be doing a Toft kit. So I think it was sometime last year I bought a big box of Toft mini kits and I've got quite a few of them. I haven't done any of them yet, so I need to get them done. So I don't know which one I'm going to start with first. I think I'm going to see which one's easiest to get at in my crochet yarn space, but I could start with a couple. So either the T-Rex, because it's meant to be quite easy and it will be quite nice to have him done and sit on my desk and just have him around. I could start with some flowers. I am going to crochet some flowers for our anniversary and they will be a gift to my husband, so it's probably best to get them done before October. Or I could start with something else depending on what is closest, but I think I will start with one of the two flowers that I'm going to make or the T-Rex. I will see which one's easiest to get a hold of. So online it says that the project should take around 5 hours. So I'm hoping that I can get this done easily by the end of this afternoon. My plan as well, because I've got quite a few kits that use similar colours, rather than using a separate ball for each kit, I am going to use the same ball for each of them. So for example, if I need light green for the T-Rex and 2 flowers, rather than using the separate balls that were included in the kits for each project, I'm just going to use the same ball of green yarn until it runs out, and then I'll start with the next one. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. I know with Toft kits I haven't used all of the yarn that's included yet, so I feel that there will hopefully be quite a lot left over. It just gives me a bit more wiggle room anyway. So anyway, let's go and have a look in the cupboard and see what we can find. Move this yarn out the way and this. Now the Toft yarn that I have should be at the top of this. So this is leftovers, or this is stuffing actually. This is stuffing in here, so I can use that for my Toft kits. Here are the patterns. So I've got one for, this is the T-Rex. This is mini fuchsia that I'm going to do. That's not one that I am going to do today. Daisy, that's another one, but that I won't do today. So this one is a consideration. And this one is a consideration as well. All of them are level 2 easy. So yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. I am being a little bit careful about what I say just because my husband is at home, so if this is going to be a surprise, I don't particularly want him to hear. If he's paying attention, he probably won't be, but so let me see what yarn I can find. Hopefully, I think I've put all of the yarn in this Toft bag. Yeah, so I've just got the Toft bag out with all of the yarn in it. Now we've got this one I'm just going to put here, this one just here, this one, and this one. So I'm just going to separate the yarn out so that it's a little bit more organised. So one there. I believe that this one was for this one, but I'm not entirely sure. This one's for the daisy. We've got a pink for the fuchsia and the purple for the fuchsia as well. That's dark green. The daisy is dark green and that needs a white as well. The white is for the tulip and the purple is for the mini rose. Now one of them is a light green and one of them is dark green, so I will have to work out which one is which. I think I would like to start with the tulip, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to start with the tulip. I should also have some black in there for the eyes, yes. So I've got some black in here that's there for the eyes, so we'll leave that out. Yeah, so the next thing for me to do is to work out which green goes with which flower. Whether it's dark green with the rose or light green with the rose. And the reason that this is quite specific and the reason that this is actually going to be the gift is because when we got married I crocheted some flowers for my husband, and unfortunately they were lost during the evening, so I wanted to crochet them. They won't be exactly the same, but these ones are quite cute, and yeah, I'm hoping that they will be a nice replacement for the ones that we lost, and they will be the present for our anniversary. The anniversary of our wedding and relationship as well. So that'll be quite sweet. So that's the only reason that I have to be aware of what colours goes with what, because they will be a replacement and I'm hoping that they'll be quite accurate. So yeah. So this is the picture I used for reference. What I've done with it. Here we go. So you can't really see this very well, but there is a leaf that's sticking up that's light green. That is connected to the white flower, so that is what I'm going to go with. And you can't really see it, it won't focus for some reason. There is a purple flower here, but yes. So I'm going to get started now. As I said, it should only take 5 hours, that's what the website says. So I'm hoping that that's how long it will hopefully take. I am going to put a timer on again and update you along the way. Hopefully it does take around that time, because that would be great, and it means that the rest of them I can get done fairly quick, not take too long. So that is my plan for this afternoon. So this is what the finished project will look like. It's about 18 centimeters. I need a 3mm hook, which I have got from previous kits. And then the pattern starts here. So the first thing to make is the head/body. So that's in your flower colour. You change it to green sort of halfway through. Then you make the legs, the arms, then the petals, and that's it. So it doesn't look too complicated. There is also a few videos on getting started as well. Different ideas, different things to make it a bit easier, different tips and stuff. So I'm going to start, so as I said, you start with the flower. So I'll be starting with the white colour. Interestingly, it says to, rather than using a magic ring or magic circle, to double crochet 6 into a ring. So I don't know if that would actually make a difference or not. I can't see how it would, apart from the fact that you'd need to close it up at the end, but I can do. Maybe it helps with the shaping. I have no idea. So I'll do it exactly as it says and then see how it goes. I've got a pencil in hand. I always mark off what round I'm on. I don't want to do it with pen, because if I ever make this pattern again, I will get confused on what step I'm on, and I prefer being able to rub it out than seeing it. So yeah, anyway, I am not using the Toft 3mm hook that I've got. I am using this one I have lying around from Clover, just because it's a bit more comfortable for me. But yeah, let's get started. In a side note, I'm going to be watching videos from my watch later list on YouTube, and hopefully that will keep me entertained for a while. Mainly at the moment I have got yarn organisation videos, so hopefully it will give me some inspiration as well. So yeah, let's go. So I've been crocheting for just over 20 minutes, 22 minutes to be precise. I have done 7 rounds out of 29 for the head/body. So the only thing I have to say so far is the top part is quite loose. Where it was crocheting 6 and then joining them up, it's got quite a big gap in the middle. So I will be sewing that up soon. I don't know at what point. Oh, okay, so when I change colour, then I stuff it. So that is fine, I will do that. I'll do that before I stuff it, obviously, before I change the colour. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that. So for the next kits that I do, I might just make a magic circle. I'm going to have a look to see whether there's a reason why Toft kits are made with crocheting 6 into a ring rather than working with a magic circle. But yeah, but looking quite good so far. I'm about halfway through the top part. So yeah. So I have finished the top part, so I still need to do some petals to add, but this is sort of the head of the flower. This is what I mean. I don't know how well you can see it, but it needs to be sewn up. So what I'm going to do next, now that I've finished the head, is to sew up the top part. I need to stuff it as well. This has taken me so far, for 14 rounds, it's taken me 46 minutes, so not too long. I will continue tracking how long it takes me, because I'm hoping that it takes 5 hours or less, as they've got on their website. So the next part to do after this is the body. Now this seems really easy as well. Just to add as well, I needed to, at one point I had to rip back around because I had read the wrong instructions. So instead of crocheting 2, decreasing 1 and continuing like that, I read the pattern above, which was crochet 3, then decrease. So I came to completely the wrong count. So yeah. So just to add what I was saying earlier about using the balls that I've got from other kits. So I've nearly finished. So obviously I've got some petals to make, but I've got most of the ball of yarn left. I definitely won't be using all of this. So that's what I mean by when I start the daisy, for example, rather than using the ball that I got new, I will be using this one instead, because this will be more than enough for all of the petals. So yeah, they give you plenty to work with. So if I wanted to make this probably 2 or 3 times, I probably could, but I don't need that many. So I am just restarting the tulip. One thing that I'm not so sure about is it looks short and fat rather than tall as it does in the picture. But I might have a look at that later. Maybe it's just the petals on the outside make it look a bit taller. I haven't stuffed it loads and loads, so I don't think that's the issue. But yeah, now I'm going to start the green yarn. I'm going to tuck this white behind. I think I'm going to try to knot them together so that it's more seamless when I start crocheting with the green. But yeah, let's go. So I've just finished the body and I was a little bit confused because after you make the body, in terms of, it does the last round and that's pretty much it. It just stops. So rather than saying stuff the body, then sew it together, it just ends. So I was looking through the other instructions that are included in the booklet, and it's on the whole pattern is on page 3, and then I think there's more information for the rest of the pattern, which I didn't actually print out for this because they're all the same. So I thought if I needed to, I could look online. And it does have instructions there to stuff the body, then gather the stitches and pull it together. So that's what I'm going to do. But I just was a little bit confused about what to do after I finished the body. But now I know. So yes, I'm hoping that the increases won't look quite so obvious. But yeah, let me stuff it. So they are finished so far. Got the body and the head. So with Toft toys they have a bit of a tummy, which is cute. So I've sewn up the bottom, not an issue. And the next thing to do is to make 2 legs. So I have finished the first leg. This was really easy. I think this is the bottom. All I need to work out is how to do the foot. I'm going to have a look at the pictures that are included, because it says to sew it up to make a foot as well, so I wonder whether I need to sew it up and bend it a little bit. I did try and do the start as it directs in the pattern, so by making chains into a ring, but that didn't really work for me. I don't know if it's just the way I do it, it just confuses me more than doing a magic ring. So it says to stuff the foot as well, so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so here you don't need to fold it up, it's just a leg, so you just put a little bit of stuffing in the bottom, I guess. I think that unless you put a wire in it, it's going to be sitting down anyways, but I think that's quite cute. So yeah, the leg took me about 15 minutes to do. The next one I've got to do is another leg, so another 15 minutes. Then starting on the arms. The arms also look easy but a bit more structured, so, or shaped, so it will include increases and decreases. So yeah, so I have finished the legs. They are crocheted on, or I've sewn them on. I am at 2 hours 17 or 18 minutes, so 2 hours 20 minutes pretty much, and I am nearly done-ish. So I've obviously got the 2 arms to do, and I've got 3 petals to do, which should be fairly straightforward to do. I am not going to do them tonight because I actually have to catch up on a book I am reading for book club I've signed up at. Hopefully I will make some time over the weekend to finish what I am working on, but yeah, that will not be today. So I will see you tomorrow, and I will hopefully remember to carry on the timer. But yes, have a good evening, see you on the flip side. So it's now Sunday. It's been a couple of days since I last touched my project, so here it is again. Love the little tummy. So the next thing that I need to do is make 2 arms, so that's what I'm going to start on. It seems quite straightforward. So it has 16 rounds, and this one you don't actually stuff, so I'm going to get started. Again, I think I'm going to start with a magic ring because I just find it easier, and stitches for me are more consistent. So good news is I've just finished the first arm. Not so great news is that I forgot to I forgot to turn on my timer. So I'm going to time the second arm and obviously add that on to the timer at the end. So yes, the time hasn't actually changed from what it was for obvious reasons. But yeah, it wasn't difficult. It's a little bit finicky at the end because you are decreasing quite a lot, so you're working into small stitches, but it's not a big issue. The other thing is I decided to work with the chain 8s at the start because I didn't know whether the ends of the arms would be flattened or whether they would be attached in a circle, if that makes sense, to the body. So yeah. So the second one took 20 minutes, so I'm just adding 20 minutes to the timer now. And then onto the petals. Before I go on to the petals, I am going to sew these up. So I'm going to gather the stitches at the top of the leaf and sort of sew it back down. And I am going to also sew the arms shut in flat stitches, if that makes sense, and sew them to the body as well. And I'm going to remember to turn the timer on. The arms are on. One looks slightly longer than the other. That's because I finished it a bit differently. But yeah, it doesn't look that much different, to be honest. and it adds to the charm. So now it's just the petals, making 3. It's only 7 rounds, so it shouldn't take too long. So far I've been crocheting for 3 hours and 8 minutes, so not too long. I'm hoping to have this done within, well, definitely under 4 hours, maybe 3¼ hours, depending how long the petals take. I forgot to individually see how long one petal would take me, but it's done. Now 2 more to do. It takes a bit more concentration because it's not just single crochet in all of these stitches or single crochet twice and then increase. It's a bit more structured than that, but it's not difficult. I think if I'm right, I may have actually shown you where the time was at the start, and if I did, it's taken me 20 minutes to finish a petal, but I'm going to note down the time and see whether that was accurate or not. If that was accurate, it's definitely not going to be finished before 4 hours, because it's taken me 3½ so far. But yes, let me get the rest of the petals done and then I will be back with you to sew it together. 2 petals down, 1 more to go. It's been 3 hours 54 minutes, so definitely won't have that done in 4 hours, hopefully 4½. So it'll still be within the 5 hours that they said. So I have just finished the final petals, so I finished 3. It's taken me, for all of the crocheting, it's taken me 4 hours and 15 minutes. I still need to sew them on and put the eyes and the little mouth on, and then I will be finished. So I'm hoping that that won't take more than 15 minutes. I have looked at there is a video tutorial on how to do it so that you can get it perfectly right, because I didn't know exactly how to do the petals. So I didn't know whether to just sew them at the bottom or sew them the whole way round. So I've just watched the video and it's actually quite helpful. So yes, I will sew them on now and then hopefully I'll be finished soon. And then before the end of the video, I am going to see how much yarn I've got left as well, because I'm fairly sure that I've got enough of both colours to do the rest of the flowers in. So as you will have seen from the last clip, I have finished now. So I would say that it's not necessarily perfect, but I love it nonetheless. So I did just add 3 stitches to make the eyes, 1 lot of yarn for the mouth, and again 3 stitches for the eyes, just because for me it made it a bit more obvious. So this is from the back, this is from the front, and the real tulip shape comes from the top, I'd say. And then this is the little body. So overall really cute, I think, if I do say so myself. So hopefully my husband will like it when I gift it to him. So the amount of yarn that I've got left over, so I started with 25 grams each. So with Toft, they send you the pattern, usually digitally, for you to print off or view on your computer, and they send you just the yarn. You can buy kits that come with everything you need, such as the hook, the stuffing, and the yarn, the needle, etc. But the kits that I bought just came with the yarn and the digital pattern. So I was sent 2 balls of 25-gram yarn. One was the colour Primrose, I believe, is the white one, and the other one was Lime. So again, I started off with 25 grams of each. So for the Lime, I used 12 grams, so I've got 13 grams left, so enough to make another one, or another body for one of my other kits. And for the white, I used 14 grams, so I've only got 11 grams left. I guess it makes sense that I used more white, because obviously the head itself is white, and then I've got the petals that were done over the top. But I didn't feel like I used that much more white, but yes. So if I wanted to repeat this pattern, I would need to buy another white or do some of the petals smaller, which would not work out very well. But yes, overall the pattern was really easy to complete. It did take me in the end just over 4.5 hours, so within the 5 hours. And because I bought 4 different kits to make flowers with, I will hopefully be quicker with the end ones than the initial one, because I will be more comfortable or more confident with the pattern, for example, for the arms, for the legs and for the body. And mostly the tops are different. I know for the rose pattern the arms are different, but mainly it's the head and the petals. So yes, I will link this pattern below. But thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.